But right now, let's get an update from our reporter, Marigitla Moshabe, who's outside the Hillbrow police station. Marigitla, over to you.
A very good afternoon to you, Colin. Yes, at this point in time, we are at the Hillbrow police station, where we understand that the students here, or protesting students, are actually here to demand the release of about 5 students that were arrested during those violent scenes that we saw earlier on the main campus of Wits University. But we just want to get an update from one of the student leaders who was among those students who were actually confronted by police with rubber bullets and stun grenades. We saw those dramatic scenes earlier on, Colin, whereby, of course, a large police contingent was very visible on the main campus of Wits University, and of course security was also there. But we really just want to get an update from the student leaders that are actually heading this particular protest. Dr. Dlamini, thanks so much for your time indeed. Could you just tell us what is the latest now?
Well, we are here at Hillbrow police station to try and demand the release of our fellow comrades. 5 of our comrades were arrested in the early hours of the morning around 6 a.m. We are here with our legal team to demand their release because they had done nothing wrong. We also walked to Hillbrow police station because we feel that the Hillbrow police went to campus to brutalize us there on our own territory. We are bringing the revolution to them to say, kill us next to the police station because we are now here.
Well, we saw earlier on some dramatic scenes on the main campus. You were involved in the middle of it. Stun grenades fired. Would you say that police were actually overboard in that act?
Well, the police are bloodthirsty. At no point in time had the students started violence. From the beginning, when we were marching from FNB, the police threw stun grenades on an unarmed student being led by human shields with advocates, priests, and academic staff. They dispersed us, and then that was the time when students retaliated with a limited force, and then we went to regroup by the gradual steps. While we were there, the police started firing again for no apparent reason at all. And as students, we refused to leave campus because that's our territory. When you say we must leave campus, where must we go? We remained in campus. They are the ones who don't belong in that campus, and we continue to hold the ground. And from here, we are going to go back to campus to shut down that university up until the university, mostly Adam Habib, stop twerking in the TV and media, comes and address students. We have proposed that the university remains shut until Friday. Then on Friday, we are going to have an assembly of all students and former students and academics. We are saying he must shut down until that assembly, where we will try to find amicable solution on the crisis.
Okay, actually, the university indicated that if the institution closes, then about 75,000 applications will be left held, meaning about 7,000 students will not be able to come to university next year. New students, what's your take on that?
That is not true. Habib is a pathological liar. The man is lying. Wits University admits students in January. That's when students are admitted. After the matric results, which student is he going to admit in September? I mean, that is ridiculous. Which student is he going to admit in October? Because students at Wits are admitted in January. Once the matric results are out, we know how the system operates, and we are going to continue holding the ground. And we are holding the ground for the 7,000 students that is bragging about. Because let me tell you something about Wits University. When you apply at that university, they ask you who is going to fund you. When you say NSFAS, they reject you. When you say self-funding, they admit you. We are saying the same admission policy must also be checked, because the black masses of our people who deserve to be there are deprived of an opportunity to be there because they can't afford. Once in that form, you say you will be funded by NSFAS, your form will be rejected.
Actually, the university indicated that it is not the call of universities to declare free education. It is the call of the state.
We are not demanding free education from Habib. Where is he going to get it? There are internal demands that we are demanding from him. One of those demands is his hypocrisy in that he continues to reject poor students through the admission policies of the university. We are now saying those are the internal demands. We are also saying to him, with the internal demand, Habib has already sent 7,000 SMSs and emails to students who are owing that they won't be able to write exams. When we go back to class, what about the 7,000 students who had already received emails that they won't write exams? We are talking about the bigger silent majority. We can go back to class. What about the 7,000 who are owing? Why is he not allowing the 7,000 to write exams? Because probably they might be able to pay in December when parents get bonuses. Because at the same time, the issue is NSFAS itself. NSFAS gives students 67,000. When NSFAS gives you 67,000, you have to top up. Sometimes you have to top up with another 67,000 because fees at Wits are expensive. Now, the very same poor of the poorest are expected to top up. Top up with what? That's why we are on the streets. We are not on the streets because we are excited. We are not on the streets because we are hooligans, but we represent the bigger silent majority.
So the shutdown continues?
Shutdown continues until our demands are met. No amount of police brutality and intimidation and insults by drunkard called South.
Thank you. The former SRC president at Wits University. There you are. Shutdown continues at Wits University. So, of course, the university actually indicated that they are willing to speak to the students, but they don't know how. So they've been calling the students to come through, but the students have been resisting to come to the 11th floor, where we know that's where the VC or Vice Chancellor of the university, Adam Habib, is situated. So we will be monitoring the situation here. Back to you in studio, Colin.
All right, thank you very much, Marikitla Moshabe. They're talking to Mcebo Dlamini, the student leader of the Wits University students outside the Hillbrow police station. Something very interesting there when a student leader is conducting an interview with rocks in his hands and the bandages there. So something very interesting there, but we'll keep you up to tabs as the story, as and when the story develops.